So welcome, welcome, welcome. I come to you today profoundly refreshed from amazing time in Costa Rica for a week where I got to connect so deeply in love, as love, move through all kinds of things, and just utterly, utterly grateful for that time. So I feel renewed, and I hope and pray I'm renewed for you. And for me, and if I can give any of that energy to you through our time together, I would love to. And one of you here was in Costa Rica with me, and I'm so grateful for your presence in that time that we shared as well. So I want to say a few words before we start with prayer requests, and just please feel free to raise your hand at any point. And I'm just going to pause for a moment as I let the words come. And I want to speak about how blessed you are and how blessed I am to have access to the portals that we have access to enter into true prayer, to enter into the clearing that is created in our consciousness through prayer. With every prayer I pray and you pray, I am in some way offering a story, a stressful thought, a sense of being imprisoned, trapped, a sense of some form of suffering. I am offering that to the prayer field. Back of all my suffering and yours is only energy. When we offer it to prayer, that energy gets to be disentangled. It gets to be sorted out. And all that energy, ultimately, even the energy of my suffering, when we trace it down, 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 back of it is actually grace. It's just grace that's been inverted. Love that's been inverted. And it's worked against us. You know, sometimes when I've thought about my own ego, and I consider ego to be a conglomeration of thoughts I think, based in a lie that I'm somehow all alone and have to figure everything out by myself. And it's, you know, every woman and man for himself or herself, himself or herself. I've got to survive on my own in this world. You know, in prayer, we're always offering some aspect of the stories and the thoughts we think from that place or from that frame of mind into a vastness. I consider God to be a vastness too great to be named. And when we offer it into this vastness, this thinking, where we get so tight, gets to relax and unfurl. And when this thinking gets to relax and unfurl, miracles unfold. And it could be the miracle of simply seeing something different than you saw it before. Just simply seeing something different than you thought it was. Oh gosh, that's not so bad. Oh, that's just relaxing over a perceived problem, issue, cause of suffering. And ultimately in prayer, as things get offered to the prayer field, amazing things do appear to unfold. But that's not better than the shift in thinking. I think it's really all a shift in thinking, even when something amazing ends up happening. I mean, this is a pretty superficial one, but I was quite down on myself for not doing more, marketing and advertising work on behalf of prayer. I feel like I have a calling to express how available a kind of new way to, not a new way to pray, but just a new relationship to prayer is. So it's not all ensconced in religious dogma and doctrine, which is very off-putting to so many people for so many reasons. And I'm wanting to, share a message about prayer so people can realize the instinct that we have to pray, to reach beyond our suffering, and to unite with the deep I, i.e. God, i.e. love, beauty, i.e. grace. And I was so down on myself, and I was teaching a course at the spiritual center that was a member of, and I wasn't even supposed to speak that day or even talk about my course. I had said, I just didn't do the work it took. I didn't get it all together with the marketing. But I did this prayer for myself around it, letting go of my self-hatred and my self-blame, and all things are possible in God. And I got to the service that day. I passed by the person who decides who speaks this and that, and they just said to me, I'd love you to talk today about your course. I wasn't even scheduled to be there. I did it. And guess who was in the audience that day? Like literally 10 feet from me. Oprah Winfrey. It's like in God all things are possible. And the whole course filled. And yet I didn't do what I thought I was supposed to do. It's like God gives back the years the locusts have eaten. Things can, and we can go, well, that's a bigger miracle than, when I was previously criticizing my hardwood floors in my house don't look too good. And then I am able to look down at them and go, they're okay. That's not that big of a deal. That's a huge deal. That's a huge deal. One state of mind, I'm in some form of discontent. I'm projecting my ego sense of not enoughness onto my floors and then back onto myself. Because I knew something wasn't right when I had them redone, but I didn't want to say to the person that redid them that I thought this wasn't right. And now I think whatever this person used to do it, it wasn't the thing that allows hardwood floors to sustain themselves. Anyway, so, I go to my self-blame and my story and to release that, and to open to the miracles of the imperfection of my hardwood floors as I perceive them so deliciously and beautifully, reflect my own imperfection and give me more opportunity to embrace imperfection. And this perfectionist, do I need that or not? Guess what? I actually need that better and more than beautiful hardwood floors that match my idea of, I'm a winner now because I have the right hardwood floors. You come to my house, I'm a loser. You look at me and go, what kind of woman would have those hardwood floors? Of course, no one would probably do that, but that's what ego imagines, right? Crazy talk. One of the direct translations of the word Satan in the Bible, according to a metaphysician that is an extraordinary Bible scholar, and he evidently, translates it from, direct Aramaic language. He says, Satan, get behind me. The word Satan, the direct translation, according to him, is the phrase crazy thoughts. Crazy thoughts, get ye behind me. So, I'm in Earth School healing from perfectionism, which is really healing from not enoughness, right? Because let's say I redid my hardwood floors and I got them. Do we think that would satisfy the perfectionism of the ego? No, now it's the walls. Now it's the furniture. Now it's the rug. Now it's the windows. Now it's the roof. Now it's all the money I spent on all that. It just goes on and on. So to love these hardwood floors as they are, how blessed am I? How blessed are you? To have a way into the prayer field which requalifies our sense of separation from our good and realizes, oh my goodness, it's right here, right now. This good is right here, right now. So I'm so grateful and excited to begin our prayer call. So everyone who speaks, be conscious that you're being heard by the prayer field itself. And all of us listening, we're here to be the ears, the eyes, the heart to the prayer field. That means I am as I'm listening, you as you're listening with non-judgmental, compassionate, patient, loving attention, right? We might want to judge that person for some reason as they're talking. That's okay. That's just your ego. You just get caught. Just bring it back to compassion, love, patience, attentiveness. Okay? And